What's up guys, RetrogamerGenX here, and today's video is going to be a lot different than I usually do, so I'm going to call it Flashback Friday. So I'm actually going to show you guys an old video it's from back in 2009 is when I filmed this, and this is from my old house with my old collection, but the main machine that I actually still have. So this is still the same main machine that I have nowadays. So forgive like the video quality, forgive the camera shakiness like I got going on right now. Now I'm kind of in a hurry to go somewhere, guys. So I'm going to a pinball convention expo in Denver. Actually, is it in Boulder? I think it's in Boulder, actually. I forgot where it's at. Oh no, I gotta look that up. But anyway, I'm going there. I'm gonna be filming there, and I'll be dropping that video up coming here soon. So just so you guys know. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and post this video here. So mind you, it was in 2009, but it's just a video of some old classic video games where I explain like to people what they are, how they work, how they were back in the day, that type of thing. So kind of a cool little video I found on the server from way back in the day when I had my old YouTube channel, my old house, my old collection, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get to that video. And like I said, once I get back from the pinball convention, I will definitely go ahead and post that video. All right.
Alright guys, just wanted to do a quick video, not really a review, but kind of just a little basic thing about, I don't know, the old arcade video games. You guys know I got a main machine, and I loved the arcade back when I was a kid. Man, I can remember going back and we used to have a few arcades around town. One was called the Space Center. We used to have one a few blocks from where I lived. And I don't know how many quarters I used to spend down there. I used to ride my bike down there. My mom hated the place. She absolutely hated it because all the bums and the losers and the dope addicts, would go to the arcade. This was in the 1980s. I mean, it was totally different back then than what the arcade is now. I mean, you think of the arcade now and you think of Chuck E. Cheese but back then it was completely different. They had ashtrays on the game machines, to smoke, and it was completely different back then than it is now. But what I'm going to do is kind of take you guys back into time, show you a couple games on the main machine, some Pac Man, some Donkey Kong, some Frogger, stuff like that, we take advantage for nowadays. I mean, if you really think about it, these are the games that started everything. I mean, the Call of Duties, everything that you guys play nowadays started with these. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of these. Alright guys, first one we're going to start out with, I just started it up here, is going to be Pac Man. Now this is like one of my all-time favorite games ever. I don't know why, the simplicity of it, I don't know. Let me go ahead and grab a quarter, stick it in the coin slot there. And here we go. Pac Man is all about patterns. I mean, if you've got the patterns down, you'll be very good at this game. And yeah, it's hard for me to film and play. I know the patterns, I'm pretty good at this game. But yeah, this is like one of the games that actually started it all, guys. Pac Man was the shit. And I cannot film and play at the same time. It's so hard to do because I'm actually holding the camera. Anyway, for you younger viewers that might not know, basically you got to go around and collect all the dots, eat all the dots here, and if you eat the power pills, you can eat the ghosts, and it only lasts for a few seconds. And throughout the levels, it gets a little harder to where the power pills won't last as long, and then once you get to the key levels, then they don't last long at all, if they even do anything at all. So there's Pac Man, guys. Alright guys, here's Donkey Kong. One of the games I actually hated back in the day, and I still do. It is completely hard. But this is the first game that Mario appeared in, and he wasn't actually even called Mario yet. He was called Jumpman. Jumpman. Not even Mario, Jumpman. But we had Donkey Kong. And your goal is to go save your little girlfriend up there. I forgot what her name is. And this is absolutely hard to try to play with a joystick and a button holding the camera. But anyway, this was Nintendo's first, well, I don't know if it was their first game, but one of their first games out there. And it's decently fun, don't get me wrong, but it's always been a really hard game for me to play. Even when I was a kid, I used to hate this game because it was just so hard. There we go. So we saved her. And it's got different levels throughout the game. Oh yes, Frogger. Frogger was one of my favorites. I actually played this a lot when I was a kid on the Atari 2600. And this game was actually pretty good because of the music it has. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's late at night and my wife's trying to sleep and I'm not trying to wake anybody up in the house, so but it actually has some decent music and it actually goes with the video game. So as you're going in the video game, the music will change depending on the scenario that you're in, which was like a first. And your goal, of course, I cannot see through this viewfinder, is to get your frog up into those top things up there, and that's basically his home. And once you fill them, all 5 of them up, goes to the next level. Okay, let's go to the next one. Alright guys, the granddaddy of them all, Space Invaders. I remember this game when I was like really little. I mean, I was probably like 4 or 5. This game was really cool at the time. We had it on the Atari 2600 when it came out also. Basically your goal is just to shoot all the Space Invaders and don't let them come down on you or else your game is over, and if they shoot you, you die. But it seems so simplistic nowadays, but back then it was so addicting just to play this game. So let me go to the next game. Alright guys, I had to do this one. This is for the Pug Brothers. This is Tapper. You guys do your beer reviews. This was I remember this game being at the bars back in the day. Basically your goal is to be this bartender here. I'm not going to play it, but you got to be this bartender and serve your patrons and collect tips like he's doing now, and just go back and forth. And it turns out to be a really hard game because you got 4 different levels and you got to serve your beer across the bars here. Oh, there you go. I'll show you. And this was a pretty cool game. I remember playing this in the bar. It was pretty awesome. And if a mug falls, then you lose a life. So that's how that goes. Alright guys, definitely one of my favorites, track and field. We have a place in town called Fargo's Pizza. It's still here, and it still has an arcade, even though it sucks now. Basically all they have is driving machines and shooting games and a whole bunch of like gumball machines now. That's about it. But they still have a Pac Man machine and a Miss Pac Man machine, which is awesome. But they did get rid of this. But this is track and field. Basically your Olympic game. You got to hit the buttons as fast as you can to run and then jump and all that good stuff. Really fun game. You guys should check it out if you haven't already. Next game. Alright guys, for my last one here, there's millions of games that I could actually go through. No, not millions, but you know, a couple hundred that are just like really classic games. But this one here, you guys should know very well, and it's Galaga. Yes, Galaga. Got to love Galaga. There's actually a cheat on this game that when it's doing the intro screen like this, when it actually has the people up here and they're coming down as doing like the little demo, when it comes down, when one of these ships comes down and collects your ship, if you move your joystick left and right and fire, it'll actually unlock the game and you can play it on the demo screen. Pretty cool little cheat. Let me see if I can do that for you guys here. And it works on all the Galaga machines, all the real Galaga machines. Like I said, this is a main machine, so this takes all the real ROMs and everything. So let me show you how that works. There you go. Now I got control. And then what will eventually happen is that the game will freeze up. And on some of the older machines, it'll erase the high scores. See how it just froze up? And on some of the older machines, it'll actually erase the high score. So if you want to get rid of the high score, there you go. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much all that. I don't have much time for anything else. I just wanted to show you some classic video games, the ones that started it all and everything. So, alright, you guys have a good one. Peace.
Game over, man. It's game over.